Okay, I can't remember who it was that asked, but somebody asked me about the computer that I just got. So here's a little video about it. So I didn't buy it, I built it. This is my setup I got for work, and excuse the mess. I mean, I've got everything in here at the moment. If you look, I've got bloody boxes and still got the Ducati bits. But okay, so let's start with the computer. This monitor here is an Acer 28 inch, and it's 4K, and it is amazing. I use 4K because I record in 4K. Also, it helps with 1080p because I can just see better detail, and you can tuck it in a corner, and you have more workspace. I mean, it's just bloody brilliant. But obviously, in order to have a 4K monitor, you need something pretty beefy, and I'll get to that in a minute. Over here, this mouse is bloody old. I don't know if I can focus in on it. Focus. There we go. That's one of the very first proper gamers mouses. I can't even remember what it was bloody called. It's a Microsoft mouse, but it was one of the first ones that you could add weights to. Let me see if I can show you. This is the problem when you've got one hand. There we go. Bugger it. Okay. Just take my word for it. You can add weights to it. The roller is made of metal, and it really clicks. And you can. It's just smooth. You've got extra buttons on the side. You can change the sensitivity with the buttons here. It's the best mouse I've ever had, and I've had it for like 10 years, and I'm never going to change it. This is just some generic mouse pad thing. It's big. That's the microphone. It's shite. I don't really use it. I'm going to upgrade it. That's my iPhone 7. Here we have a mechanical keyboard. I can't really put it into words. If you're into gaming, if you're into anything computers, get a proper, and I mean proper mechanical, not a fake mechanical or faux mechanical, a genuine mechanical keyboard. They're not expensive. This one cost me £40. It uses, it doesn't use cherry switches, it uses some sort of off-brand, but honestly, 90% as good as a cherry, if not the same. And I love it. And this little thing here helps with the volume. You can change the colours, you can fit all the lighting. I just like this little blue kind of aura that it gives out here. And this is built in as well for your wrists. That's lovely. So that's the kind of, I don't know, the stuff that I touch. And here's the rig. Now, I've just kind of stuck that on the side. Ignore that for now. Yeah. I mean, I've been to the ring quite a few times. I always pick up the proper stickers. And I had a leftover one, and I've still got another one actually spare, and I put it on there. Indeed, this is correct. Can we focus on that? We do have Ryzen in here. Now, this is actually a cheap case. I paid 40 quid for it. I used to spend tons of money on cases. I had the original Cosmos by Cooler Master that was like £200. That thing was so big and heavy. It wasn't even that good. Useless bloody thing. Anyway, so you can open up the door here, and there is some soundproofing, and these are like, well, vents, but you can actually unclick those, and I've got some silent fan. Those are my own fans. I believe they're Arctic 12s. I've installed those myself. As you can hear, they make a little noise, but they are, you know, really moving air. Pretty quiet. You put this back in. I've set it up. This switch here, that's max. That's the maximum they go to. Pretty loud here, but right, it's still pretty loud. I never need it on there. The PC never runs that hot. There's vents on the side here when you close it anyway that brings in the air. Anyway, they're sucking inwards. I'm pretty cunning with airflow. So anyone that's got a PC, please listen to this. Set up the fans to suck from the front. gosh, freezing. And then blow out the back, okay, and blow out the top. Now this top here, this actually pops off, which is pretty awesome. Let's move out of the way. And again, you can see I've got the same fans. Now I'm not sure if I can go bigger, but you can really feel the air moving on those. They're pretty powerful, and again, pretty quiet. Really, really good. Now, that's an optional cover. I never use it. I use this thing, which I've managed to damage by sitting on it because I'm a fat ass. And so you can still move all the air. And it's pretty quiet. I'm happy with that. It's fine. I've got an extra one in there. They're all the same. I've got 5 of the Arctic 12s. And they're not the fancy ones. They're just the slightly quieter ones with a bit of bearings. So that's that. And here we go. Here comes the hardcore stuff. So we have... Now let me try and remember. So we've got the Gigabyte Gaming... Is it B350? It's not the X. It's the one below it. Because you can still overclock with the lower end motherboard anyway. That's the original AMD cooler for the Ryzen 1700. And that's the CPU I'm using. I'm using a Ryzen 1700. I've done it on purpose. I could have just got the 1800X, but I know for a fact that these overclock very easily, and mine has. I set mine to about 3.6 or 3.7 at 1.2 volts. Just to show you what I mean. Where are we today? Here we go, 3.6, no, 3650. For some reason, it's at 1.3 volts. Right, I'm going to go back into the BIOS. I think I might have screwed something up there. But usually it's 1.2, I promise. Oh, yes, that's right. I did a bit of a killer overclock. I tried to push it to 3.9. That's why. Anyway, I digress. And if you look below, you can see this very sleek-looking Radeon graphics card. That is the new Vega 56. I didn't get the 64 because for the extra 100 odd quid, it's just not worth it. This is 95% the same after I finish tinkering with it, of course. I'll show you what I've done. I have got a fairly beefy Corsair gold fingerly-bob PSU, but it's only 550 watts, and that's all I need because I'm not going to do crossfire or anything like that. I've got XPC RAM, dual channel. That's 32 gigabyte, by the way. I don't F around when it comes to RAM. When I'm doing 4K video, you need RAM. You need a lot of RAM. So 32 gig will do me fine. I've still got 2 slots free. Got a very decent Wi-Fi card, and that helps tremendously. I can get almost 10 meg download. So very fast Wi-Fi. You can't see anything on this side because it's all kind of sealed up. But in there I have 2 3 terabyte Toshiba, are they P300s? I can't remember. So I've got 6 gigabyte of storage, actual hard storage, and that's all I need for now. I can add stuff later on if I want to. Also, I don't know if you can see. Let's try. Let's get right in it. No, you can't see, can you? I've got a Western Digital 500 gig M2 SSD hidden inside there, and that's where the operating system sits. I do sometimes use it for video editing on the smaller files, but most of the time I use the big boy hard drives down there. Okay, so it's a serious machine, I'm not going to lie. And there's the setup for the Vega on GPU-Z. Now I've managed to undervolt it, which I don't know how to explain to people that don't understand. The Radeon graphics cards suck up a lot of electricity, but you can undervolt them to use less. And I've undervolted it by a crap ton. So it's using less power than it ever used to. So we're talking equal of NVIDIA here. And I've got mine almost running at 1600 GPU for the megahertz. And the memory is at 900. I can push higher, but this is a 24/7 hardcore rendering, work, monster. I also game on it, of course. I've got my Sonic Mania and Hellblade, whatever the fuck, I forget the name of that, what the rest of it is. That's an awesome game. It can just about manage 4K. It really can. And all this, by the way, this is a FreeSync monitor, and that graphics card in there is FreeSync. Now, FreeSync means you don't get that horrible stutter when a frame rate drops, and it's amazing. How can I explain? So if you try and run a 4K game on a regular graphics card and a regular monitor, it doesn't matter how powerful it is, you're going to drop frames. It's going to happen because we're just not there yet to be able to push that kind of resolution. And it's jarring, it's annoying, and you get a little lag. With FreeSync, it cures it. There's no judder. Yes, you do drop frames, but it's still smooth as silk. It's incredible. So you can go from 60 to 45 frames a second, and it's, you know, you really have to pay attention to notice. It's bloody brilliant. So I absolutely love my computer. I'm absolutely over the moon with it. It's quiet, it's energy efficient, and it does the job. So that's my home office. So this is where I do my videos, and also I look outside, I can see my M3. Yeah, so there you go. That's a walk around on my computer. Any questions, guys, look, feel free to ask. You got any advice for me? More than happy to hear it. Yay. Okay, anyway, thanks for watching. I know, strange video, not car related. You know, hit the dislike if you didn't like this, but I thought maybe, judging by what some of you asked me before, you might like it. So, alright. Thanks, guys. Bye.